Welcome to Chemistry Simplified. The topic for today is Octet rule and ions, mainly cations formations. If you remember from our previous presentation, we talked about ions. Ions can be divided into cations, which have a positive charge, and mainly the metals form cations. Why? Because metals tends to lose electrons. So whenever an electron is lost, there is a formation of a cation. And ions can form anions as well, and anions have negative charge. Why? Because they tend to gain electrons, and mainly the nonmetals form anions. So the metals tend to lose electrons and would have a positive charge, and we would refer to them as cations, and the nonmetals would receive the negative charge and we would call them anions. Let's look at an example. So first example we'll look at is formation of sodium ion. Let's bring the periodic table and look for sodium. There is sodium located in group 1A and period 3. Now if you remember from previous presentation, we say group 1A, they tend to have one valence electron. And sodium is in period 3, so we expect to have 3 energy levels. So the electrons will be found in 3 energy level 1, 2, and 3. Let's take a look. Sodium has an atomic number of 11, which is also the number of protons. Remember, the atomic number is also the number of protons, so 11 protons. Since this sodium is not charged, the number of electrons should be the same as the number of protons, which is 11. All right, so this is the nucleus of the atom where we expect to find the protons and the neutrons. We do not show the neutrons for simplicity. And this is the first energy level. The first energy level can have a maximum number of 2 electrons. Because we need to have 11 electrons, so we need to bring one more energy level. And if you remember from previous presentation, the second energy level can have a maximum number of 8 electrons. So let's fill the second energy level with electrons, the maximum number of electrons. All right, so we have 8 electrons in the second energy level plus 2 in the first energy level, so we have 10 electrons so far. So we need a third energy level, and we need one more electron, so we put that electron there. So this is the electron configuration for sodium. And we have one valence electron. Why? Because the last energy level only has one electron. So the electron that is found in the outermost or last energy level, that's the valence electron. The other 10 electrons that are located on the inside in blue color are core electrons. So the sodium would have only one valence electron. So we lose that electron since sodium is a metal and it's in group 1A. Group 1A elements, they tend to lose one electrons to form an ion. So we remove the third energy level. Now you can see that we have two energy levels. The first one with 2 electrons, the second one with 8 electrons. So the second one has a total of 8 electrons, so it fulfills the octet rule, where electrons in the outermost energy level, if we find a total number of 8 electrons in the outermost energy level, we say that it's fulfilled the octet rule. So elements tend to react to fulfill the octet rule, to have 8 electrons in the outermost energy level. So now we have 10 electrons for sodium. So sodium will now have a charge. Let's check to see what that charge would be. So 11 proton minus 10 electrons, and that gives us a positive 1 charge. So sodium now has a positive 1 charge. We refer to it as sodium ion. And it has 8 electrons in the second energy level, meaning that it fulfills the octet rule. So because sodium is in group 1A, when it reacts, it loses its electron in the outermost energy level, so it would fulfill the octet rule. Let's look at our second example, which is formation of calcium ion. Let's bring the periodic table. There is calcium. Calcium is in group 2A, so it's an alkaline earth metal. So we expect calcium to have 2 valence electrons. And it's in period 4, so we expect to see 4 energy levels filled with electrons. The last energy level should have 2 electrons based on calcium position on the periodic table. Let's take a closer look. Atomic number is 20, which is the same as the number of protons, which is 20 as well. And this calcium has no charge, so the number of electrons should be the same as the proton, which is 20. This is our first energy level. Maximum number of electrons it can have is 2. So we need to bring the second energy level. Maximum number of electrons it could have is 8. Now we have 8, so this energy level is filled up. So we need to bring another one, the third energy level, which could also have 8 electrons. So far, we have 18 electrons, so we need 2 more. So we have to bring the fourth energy level, which is going to hold the last 2 electrons. Right? So the valence electrons for calcium is 2. So calcium has 2 valence electrons. And in order for calcium to form an ion, it will lose those 2 electrons. By losing those 2 electrons, calcium now have 8 electrons in its outermost energy level, meaning that it would fulfill the octet rule. So now we have 18 electrons because we just lost 2 of them. So let's check for the charge. 20 protons minus 18 electrons, and that gives us a positive 2 charge. So therefore, calcium would form a positive 2 charge, and we would call it calcium ion. And it also fulfills the octet rule by having 8 electrons in the third or outermost energy level. This is the end of our presentation. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and use the comment section to let us know if you had found the presentation to be useful. Thank you, and have a great day.